Here's the thing. Soda. There's 23 flavors, and there can only be one winner.
Yeah.
Juice,
Dr. Pepper Highlander. There can be only one.
This is exactly what's going on. Are you
All
ready?
right, we doing this, gentlemen?
I'm ready.
Here we go. We're ready. We're here to judge the Dr. Pepper flavor off. They are going to go. This is the Dr. Pepper challenge. They are going to taste all 23 flavors. What flavors are we tasting, gentlemen? What notes are we getting?
Everyone.
Orange.
Orange. Okay.
Just from the nose, I'm going cherry.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, now it's in my nose.
Vanilla.
Okay. That is in there a little bit. I like.
You gotta take 23 sips.
Yeah, that's how I'm playing this.
How many legs to the center of the
Well, I guess it's technically 11.5 each.
Yeah.
That's why we know we're gonna have exactly one winner. Odd number.
Oh shoot! What is that called? Oh, it's lime. Lime for now. There's something else. So
Sure. I don't know if that's accurate, but we'll go.
Everyone knows Dr. Pepper for lime.
It's lime taste.
Clove.
Clove. Okay, so now that makes a little bit more sense. What are really supposed to be the 23 flavors of Dr.
That's what we're finding out right now.
Oh, okay. You're right.
They're
I'm
figuring
sorry.
it out.
cinnamon.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that
pretty
one.
certain
That one I'll give you over lime.
That one I'm pretty certain.
There's lime in all soda. All soda has lime.
You say so.
Ginger.
That's probably a good guess.
That's it. Okay, that tracks. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh,
Gotta really savor the palate.
I can't think of what it's
Few of
called.
these I would have never guessed.
so juice.
Lime is not correct.
Lime is not one of them, but lemon supposedly is in it.
Maybe
so
that's what I was.
It's close enough.
Yeah,
We'll say that's
I got
close
my
enough.
citrus confused.
Okay, some of them you would never guess.
There's some of these that 100% you're not guessing. The very last one, there's no way.
So your turn.
Gosh,
Juice?
dang it! What is that called? It's like specifically like
This might be our longest
a
cold open ever.
McGillicuddy,
It's worth every second.
like a cherry bomb, like a McGillicuddy's like cherry bomb, not just cherry flavor, but like specifically like bad cherry,
There you go. That's listed, right? Bad cherry.
like dry cherry.
The new bad cherry Dr. Pepper coming for a limited time only.
That would sell. That would.
Yeah, I'd buy it. We are when we go to the movies. We have the freestyle machine. We do the cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper.
Sure, I'm Dr. Pepper all day, every day. You got to. When Nicole Kidman comes on and you say the pledge, if you ain't drinking a cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper,
You Dr. Pepper in one hand and the other.
yeah.
Other hand over your heart.
She's got the backpack on the way now too.
We'll be here on Friday, apparently. It was worth $20 of shipping.
It was 20 fucking
standard shipping, but I
Only a
ordered
cake
it on
signed by Nicole.
Did my
so
did my
All right, we're gonna
McGillicuddy's cherry count?
we're gonna
That's
make this
definitely
a
not
lot quicker. According to this thing I found on the internet, don't trust it because it's probably not right.
Wait. I
Cola,
want to keep
cherry,
going.
licorice, amaretto, vanilla, blackberry, apricot, blackberry, caramel, pepper, anise, sarsaparilla. Ooh, sarsaparilla. Ginger, molasses, lemon, plum, orange, nutmeg, cardamom, allspice, coriander, juniper, birch, and prickly ash.
prickly.
I had at least 9
trees.
More. I had at least 9 more.
Someone roll that beautiful bean footage.
I don't think there's any cardamom. Hang on.
Hey Mike, this is William Hung from American Idol, and you are a jabroni. Here is a song for you. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. 2 touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out his fist up here alone.
Wrong button. Wrong button. Sorry.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
Licorice and anise. Those are the same thing. That means that there's really only 20 flavors. 20 flavors.
But here's the thing.
You're a jabroni.
Star anise and licorice separate? Because I was going to say star anise. Would that have counted?
Excuse me. Listen to Johnny Lawrence and be quiet over the intro, gentlemen. God damn.
I was going to remark that it's weird that you played a video of William Hung when you have an Asian guest on, but I'm just kidding.
Yeah, way to be racist.
What perfect timing.
Pandering.
Is it better or worse if we weren't saving it for you, though?
I can't tell, honestly.
I'm not sure.
Do you know how William Hung like shysted AJ?
Real good.
So AJ, you know that I hate the Burger King Whopper jingle. So AJ sent him a request to call me a jabroni and then do the Whopper jingle.
Oh my god!
He calls me a jabroni but sings Rocket Man instead.
And still took the money. And I was like, thank you.
States to him that he does not feel comfortable singing that song at this time.
At this time,
He doesn't
And we're
know.
like,
doesn't
He's so far removed.
would you in a couple of months? What does that mean?
I think you have
feel
to.
comfortable endorsing their product.
I think you have to message him again. This has to be.
Yeah, and be like, do you feel comfortable now?
And
Make him
that's
real
where
uncomfortable.
I was going to reveal George Santos singing the Whopper jingle. I paid him $200.
Listen,
No response yet?
I wouldn't put it past you doing that, though. To be
I
honest,
am fully expecting a George Santos.
that might.
go
I
for
would.
be
Jeff
fantastic.
video
That's
now.
absolutely
If
happening.
we wake up on Christmas morning and you have sent that to us as our Christmas gift, I would not be surprised. I'd be like, yeah. That's
I actually when he announced that there was the whole like Variety article that he was doing the cameos for $200. I thought about it, and then I tweeted that I was thinking about it, so I didn't end up doing it. I spoiled the surprise, so I didn't do it.
Is Bowen Yang on cameo? You could get him to do his George Santos impression.
Oh, is he?
You can do
Let's
that.
see.
Harvey Guillen also does a good George Santos. Just get the impersonators to send you something.
Yeah. Can you sing the Whopper jingle like George?
Bowen Yang's like, what the heck am I looking at?
no, and
You might do it. He's a comedian. You might do it.
Christopher McDonald does cameo as Shooter McGavin. Could you
There you
imagine
go.
Shooter McGavin
Not out of
doing
the realm of possibility.
So Bowen Yang not on Cameo. Owen Lang is on Cameo.
not sure I know who that
Not
is,
sure who that is. Yeah.
but I'll send him money. Why not?
It's $10.
Anyone here friends with Bowen Yang? We have to go straight to the source.
go right there. So yeah, we haven't introduced tonight. So this is What the Show. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen it before. I don't know how you would find us otherwise, but we are the Deacons. We have the lovely Mr. AJ Lancaster. The
That was a really
delightful-
long pause.
the delightful
Googling how to get.
And for the first time ever on the show, long overdue, Jeffrey Kahn,
Yeah.
welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Former
Welcome to
Teams
Madness.
champ. You don't have to introduce me with that title.
So before we get going, we always love to do a cold open and a hard close. So if you do have anything you want to plug or pitch or give us your handles or anything like that, do that right now. So because we abruptly end the show.
I'll probably forget. Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
handle you.
I'm on Twitter at the King Han. I'm on Letterboxd. If you just search for my name, Jeffrey Kahn. I'm thinking about restarting my blog where I write about movies, but that's not finalized or anything. The blog is called Differing Opinions. It's on WordPress. But yeah,
Okay. Very cool.
That's all I got going on right now.
Nice.
Well, welcome to the show again. Long overdue. And,
Thank you. I know you've had a lot of other exchange members, and so I'm the
Yeah.
latest to join
I
the
don't-
fray.
We're missing at least one.
Roku.
Has Ty been on? I don't
Technically
remember.
wrote.
Ty's
Yeah, we
been
did
on.
Ty on.
Ty's been
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Ty was on the
Yeah,
stream that
Ty-
got pulled.
Yes. He's
And
been
Greg.
on, but no one would know because it got
Greg
pulled.
was on one of our third stream.
Yeah, Craig
Greg
was on
was.
very early.
Mhm.
The first stream to go
Almost
off the rails.
almost the full faction has been on at this point.
I,
Because
I
we've had
forget her
Solo
names,
missing
but
Fleek.
the
We haven't had Bateman. Oh no, wait. it was
Well, that was the year before me.
yeah, he was the year before,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Baben's
I can't.
But
keep
what we're
track.
saying is we are saving the best for
Yeah, I know
almost
they will.
last.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, Rogan.
what was the other?
That
you had-
one's not
you-
gonna happen.
I forget her name. You had Taylor, and you had the other.
Kim
the other
Taylor Foster.
We have not had her. So yeah.
Wow.
She's probably
Oh.
very busy.
He had like
I know.
one
Oh,
match.
and we also
She's a
haven't had
full blown
Griffey.
author at this point. If you
Yeah.
Did she even have a real match, or was she just
She was
in
she
the
played
free
in the
for
free.
all?
She played
Just
in the free for all.
right?
She got
That we
busy
watched
after
at
that.
your wedding.
Yep.
Oh, memories, guys.
And
memories.
and we also haven't had Griffey, but he doesn't do.
He has told me personally, because I still text him sometimes. He told me he doesn't like doing Zoom anything because of
Yeah.
how much he had to do during
Oh,
COVID.
Yeah.
He hates
Yeah.
doing anything Zoom now, so it's hard to get.
We're big podcast, the ride listeners, so we still hear him a lot on that.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
Yeah,
Look
he
at
was
them.
just on one recently that they did a live.
I saw.
recording.
Yeah, I saw all the posts
I
about
wonder
it.
if he would. I had to go chase down his. You know how he wore his pink gloves
I remember
at the
this.
spectacular.
Oh, that's right. They sent you to
Yeah,
to
and
get replacement, right?
Griffey's like, Juice, can I ask you a favor? Can you go find my other pink glove? And I went and found it.
And then you destroyed his laptop.
Was that him? Was that what?
It's a draft day reference.
Oh, gotcha.
Just beat the
Juice,
shit out of it.
would you like to pimp out the charity that we are supporting
Yes.
this month?
I threw like the actual GoFundMe in the comments just for reference, but yeah, essentially one of my coworkers at from the hotel that I work at, I guess I don't really know how it started or how it happened, but I guess while she was at work, and there's a picture in that link, but her apartment started on fire, so yeah, apparently a freak accidental fire. So her and her 2 cats were saved. We're good, but I think she lost pretty much all of her like possessions and stuff. So she's got wherever she moves into next, she'll have to obviously
Big furniture and everything.
buy a lot of stuff. So there's a GoFundMe out that her daughter put on, and be a cool way to just do something nice for somebody during the holiday season.
Mhm.
We can try to not be Christmas Karens.
Oh, what a
Before we get
segue.
into that, before we get into that,
King right here.
What a
Before we get into
segue.
that.
Juice. Thank you so perfectly for setting that up.
before we get into that, Moose donated $25 before the stream started, saying, "Merry Moosemas! Can't tune in tonight, but of course I will watch this episode. Hope you're all doing well. Miss you a lot. We miss you too, Moose. Con, you're a great person and love you, buddy. Sorry about the loss of your eye. ...
I still don't know how this recurring bit started with Benny and Moose. How they thought they made me have a glass eye, but
Wait, you have a glass eye?
according to them, yes, I do.
According to them.
According to them.
I've
Much
never
like-
told them the truth otherwise, so I just play along.
Much like how, Wallace Shawn is dead.
Yeah,
Many
exactly.
things.
Nothing that they say or do I can explain. So just play along.
That's very
We-
fair.
By the
gotten
way,
them pretty well.
welcome to the home of Wallace Shawn is Dead. If you didn't know, that started here.
We're proud. We're proud
Yeah.
owners of the Wallace Shawn is Dead bin.
Is Benny going to be like extra sad or happy when Wallace Shawn never?
That's what we're saying. We're like, what is going to happen when it actually happens?
You know
'Cause
that's the
it's-
first person that I am
Yeah.
messaging. When it,
I just don't know if he's happy or sad. I don't
Weird.
know.
Little both?
Okay,
I don't know.
this is
It's gonna
morbid,
be a weird
but
bittersweet
Yeah, this
feeling.
is really. I'm sorry for bringing down the mood.
Betty, can you go on stream immediately?
For the record, we hope Wallace Shawn actually lives a long life.
a very
forever.
long, happy
Yeah.
life. Lovely guy.
So,
I
you-
want nothing but the best for him.
you know
But,
the meme with Death the Claw Machine, and like he keeps on missing Kissinger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
after
finally got him.
Kissinger died, I was just like, is Wallace Shawn the next one?
Oh god.
No.
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 Something
No,
Yeah.
because it keeps on missing for like because it should have been Kissinger
No,
like for
he's
20
not.
years.
He's gonna have a really
I
long,
hope-
happy life.
I hope he does like a couple of conventions or something that or somewhere nearby so we can go get a picture with him
Yeah.
and
And
just
then, I
like
saw him in the afterlife.
send it to Benny.
There you
He's
go.
dead. Okay, y'all. We gotta talk about Christmas Karen because we brought Con on to talk about animated
movies,
things,
which we'll get to.
We will probably inevitably talk about.
This sounds more fun anyway.
Well, we're gonna talk about a Christmas. We're gonna pitch this movie, and if you don't want to watch this,
Sam
then-
Raimi's A Christmas Karen.
Is it really? It's produced by him?
No.
Okay. I don't know. He's produced a lot of crap that I.
But you said it so convincingly that it could have been true. You know, you're like,
There's a moment in the first act that like I had written notes somewhere. I don't know where they are. You know me and writing things down.
You're terrible.
Um,
at keeping track of
You're
Oh,
really
things.
yeah.
awesome.
But there's a moment in the first act where they did like a Raimi zombie thing. I was just like, my note was just Mike exclamation point.
Mhm.
So
I
this
said
is
it
very
was a
influenced.
total-
Chat in the football chat, yeah.
So this story, this fable begins where our Christmas Karen is being a full-on Karen. She's being mean to baristas. She's going to grocery stores. She's telling people to, you know, go back where they came from. This is America, speak English. She's a full-on
She-
Karen, right?
All but drops an N-word at like a
Oh God.
Like,
like
they
an 8-year-old
go,
girl.
they go
Full
far
on,
with this.
full on care. Okay.
They go far with this. And then, so of course, she's a wino. She's one of those. She's wearing like a Christmas shirt that has like a glass of wine on it.
Mhm.
And she goes and she's like guzzling some wine. And she goes into like, you know, like a drunken, super night time. And that is where, of course, the classic Christmas Carol story begins, which of course there has to be a dog in this movie named Dickens. In case we didn't get it, you know,
So
they're like,
subtle.
wait,
So
so
subtle.
people won't know what we're referencing.
Right on the nose.
So yeah, they went right on the nose with that one. Good work. And
Was this a
and
Tale of Two
hilarious.
Cities thing or
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it is 100%.
Mhm.
So yeah, so gentlemen, I'm dying to know what are your you know, AJ, you forgot your notes, but what are your thoughts?
AJ's watched it twice.
AJ's watched it
I've
twice.
watched
already.
it twice.
So he's the
There's probably
most-
more than the people who worked on this saw it.
I've seen it.
It's getting
As
more
many times.
publicity from us than it did when it came
Exactly.
Yeah. And I
As
know
many
we don't have
times
a-
as the person who edited the film.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. Okay, I mentioned the Raimi thing. That's amazing. The entire Ghost of Christmas Past was phenomenal.
legend.
Like, this is one of those things, like, movies that you can tell it's one of those movies that they set out to make a bad movie. I usually hate those. I hate Velocipaster. I hate, Kung Fury, all that.
When they're
You
This-
hate Kung Fury?
It's watchable. It's fine. It's so up its own ass and trying to be a bad movie. This is one of those things where, like, yeah, you can tell they're making a bad movie, but like,
they were having so much fun with it.
David
Yeah.
Hasselhoff.
it's breezy.
Like, I feel like some of it is sincere and some of it is like, we know we're making schlock. And it's like a perfect blend of that. There's a little girl selling cocoa. Forgot that's how it starts. Little girl selling cocoa. First of all, it gets like real serious right off the bat because basically it turns into, because this Karen, of course, is a white lady. And the neighbors are black, and she's like, "I'm calling the cops on you," and I'm like, "Oh man, like this is getting."
And the cop comes on a Segway, almost
Yeah.
like
Segue.
It's all blurred.
And this whole movie, I can't express enough how like Floridian it is. Like it was so in a celebration, and it's just so, I don't know, it's just so Florida, and it's just very funny to me.
But the thing is, like, they add they have the ghosts, and they go at times into them having supernatural abilities, and like some of the things they do just come out of left field.
Also, a character is named, well, not named. Basically, she's named Coochie Chain. That is the legitimate character in this movie. Someone named, and they're like, we call her Coochie Chain. I can't.
And she is called that
Yeah,
multiple times.
multiple times. And
multiple
this
times.
is-
Multiple
for that name,
Not-
or
that's not a once passing thing. Multiple times.
is there
Oh.
an explanation for that name or no?
Yes.
Oh, they show it.
They show the Coochie Chain.
They show
Yeah.
the coochie chain. Okay.
They show the Coochie Chain.
Oh, yeah.
It is explained.
Very.
Oh god.
Oh wait, that's a Gucci Gang play on words. Oh my god. Just got that.
This movie is not subtle. There's
It's
no
there's no
subtlety.
subtlety.
It's all on the
Of course,
nose.
the neighbor girl is dying of cancer, and the family is poor, even though they're living in a pretty nice neighborhood. 'Cause
Like
they're
their
living in Celebration.
celebration's expensive
It's
as hell.
not cheap.
Yeah.
The dad works at a woman's shelter, which I think is very funny that they gave the man of the family the role of
Right.
working at a woman's shelter. 'Cause I'm like, that's how it works. Usually, it's men running the women's shelter.
Wow,
So
it's
that's
so progressive.
very progressive times.
Who would run it? A woman?
A
Yeah,
woman?
what?
No, definitely not. So yeah, it's just I can't, like, I feel like I'm not doing it justice. You just have to watch it because when you think they're not going to go there, they
do.
go there. She has a gay brother. Like, basically, they make it seem like Karen hates people that are different than her because they've wronged her. Like, it's so cringe, but it's so good, but it's so like,
And
oh man.
Her redemption at the end, like she's still a Karen, but she's like trying to like act like
it's so
it's bizarre.
Also, this weird pop punk song in it, and the guy is like, they play it twice. They play it in her big redemption arc, and then in the credits, and it's something about like, I feel like a tourist or whatever, but he kind of sounds like terrorist every time he says it. And it's distracting to me. He's like, I feel like a terrorist. I feel like an alien.
One of the things I noticed too, I noticed this in the credits, like it lists all of the extras specifically by name.
Which
Like it has
Because they need to fill time. They don't have enough credit.
Yeah. Just so we're clear, Karen hates black people because she worked with a girl who could twerk better than her, and so she got a Christmas bonus. And she did.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Right.
Just when I thought it couldn't get stupider. Okay.
Not like in an office.
You thought Coochie Chain was good. Just you wait. It gets even better.
AJ just said that, like, and this is perfect. He said it's like an adult decom. And that's like right on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a hard
Yeah.
PG-13. It's not quite rated R. Disney Channel original movie.
Yes, that is 100% the vibes it gives off. To prove that she's changing, so the little girl that's sick, there's no money. Okay, also like Tiny Tim in the original Christmas story, right? Like he wants like good things for other people.
Right. He's not asking for
This
himself.
little girl basically is like, I'm really sick. Like, dear Santa, I know I'm really sick and my parents have no money for that. But could I get some toys if you have any leftover? And it's like, there's nothing wrong with a kid wanting toys. All kids want toys. It's a normal thing. But you're like, oh, that's not really that sympathetic of a play. Like, it should have been like, but please, if you could just make sure that my mom and dad are taking care of you, whatever. Like, that would be more sympathetic. But it's like, if you have any leftover toys, could you give them to me? Is our, like, person we're supposed to sympathize with. And then... So she, of course, because she's with the ghost of Christmas Present or whatever, who's British for no discernible reason. No one else in this movie is, but the ghost of Christmas Present is. And she's also dressed like a 1950s. I don't know. I'm like, but she's the present. Why is she dressed all? I don't know. But anyhow,
They're trying to hit a diversity quota.
yeah, I guess. And so she was like, oh, I'm going to get her. So she wants a skateboard, like most of all, I guess. So she sees this kid on Christmas morning when she wakes up and she's like, oh my God, it wasn't a dream. I need to be a better person. And she sees the kid and she's like, hey, do you have is that a skateboard or whatever? Did you get it for Christmas? And he's like, no, it's a cheap piece of shit. And she's like, I'll give you $300 for it.
But then
Where did you get $300?
And they show this too.
Yeah.
She thinks she has $300 in a drawer, and there's only 100 in there, and then she has to search.
We have to see
for
her
the
whole
other
search for the other money.
200.
Like instead of Amanda, she was like, she's trying to make right with her brother. She's trying to make right with her neighbors. And instead of doing like a cute little like, she makes someone Christmas morning as a better person. It's like it drags. Like this little third act really drags.
And then she has to go to the Mexican market, which does not have a single Mexican person working there. It's all 100.
Yeah, the whole thing is it's supposed to be like this Latino market. It is all white people working there.
Shocking.
Listen, maybe they can.
The first neighborhood that we live in, because now she likes to. Oh, instead of calling the kid on the skateboard is an Asian kid, so she's like, "I love Orientals." Oh, I'm so sorry, I meant Asians. I'm like, that's supposed to be how she's written. That's a legitimate line in this.
This
movie.
really was planned for me to come on and you to talk about this movie. This was planned months in advance.
Yeah, so we're stereotyping everyone. We're stereotyping the gays. We're stereotyping, Black people, Asian people. Like they're like, what other quotas can we hit in this movie? What
Except
else
for the
is-
Latino quota, because apparently they couldn't
Those don't
find
exist.
any in the
They
state
couldn't,
of
they couldn't find
Florida.
anyone.
Oh
Apparently.
well, there are some Puerto Ricans that move into
That's
her
true,
house.
That's right.
Yes.
So
And
we
they don't
do
speak
have-
English,
yeah.
and she gets very upset about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
America, speak English.
So I have
Yes, is something that a Karen would say, but
to ask, how did you stumble across this movie?
So literally, like, all right. So Bethany loves like, Christmas movies, and
Right.
I went on to Peacock because I hadn't looked at that really. We've gone through like the other apps and stuff like that, and I'm like, I want to find something that's not your cookie
Right.
cutter Hallmark. Which I go to Peacock, which has all the Hallmark movies now.
we could have just watched one of those. I'm just saying.
And I'm scrolling down, and I saw the title. I'm like, what is this? And we both looked
Just
at
the
each other.
poster.
We're like, we have to watch
Because you know
this.
how they bring up like the little clips when you hover
Mhm.
over it, and I'm like, all right, I'll bite.
I can't pass this up.
Yep. And then we screenshotted it to AJ and what the show. But really, I knew AJ would respond because Juice is usually working in the evenings. And I was like, should we watch? And he's like, yes. And then we started watching and we're like, this is everything we've ever wanted it to be and more. And we're watching ET Plus. That's a quality. We are not talking about a quality movie right now, William, but I'm glad you watched a quality one. And then AJ is like, wait, I might need to get in on this. And then we were talking about it so much that Juice was like, yeah, I'm going to get on it. And you know what? I think our lives are all better for it.
So
Not
It's
one
last-
left out.
embarrassed.
So last night when I get home from work, I pop on A Christmas Karen. I watch that movie. I'm like, I need a palate cleanser, so I watched Bottoms, and then I like this
wanna watch
afternoon.
it.
It's just
Is it
like
good?
I'm watching.
Very
it
different
again. I'm
movie.
watching it. Yeah. Oh
Bottoms
yeah.
is
Very
so good.
different movie. Bottoms is amazing. Marshawn Lynch, like,
Wait, where
is
did you?
my-
I genuinely think Marshall Lynch should be nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, did you get it on VOD?
I
think,
got
I think you're
a
right.
7-day trial for MGM Plus for it,
Ooh.
so I just got the trial.
Oh, I might have to do that because
You
I
get
wanted
that
to see it, but it
through
wasn't in
Amazon,
theaters
right?
long.
Very good.
I need to
Oh
watch
yeah,
it.
through Amazon. Yeah, it
On my
was. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch like will be on the heroes list after that movie for you guys.
I feel like you watched two very different quality films back to back there.
Two
Thank you.
equally insane films because Bottoms
Yeah,
goes
and,
places that's quite insane.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah,
Christmas
that was-
Karens. I can't. I don't want to say I recommend it, but also like I kind of recommend it.
Like, no,
if
it's the kind of
you-
thing I feel like you have to experience, and it's
Yeah.
not you're not watching this for quality. Like that's the
No.
kind of movie you want to get together with friends. Like, it was mentioned earlier, like a Rocky Horror type thing. Like that's the kind of
Yes.
experience you want this to be a rowdy watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like think of a thing. Truly. I
Also, it's
wanna
literally
have-
free, so you can go on YouTube right now and watch
Yeah,
it.
it's literally
You
free.
can watch it YouTube with ads for
YouTube.
free. Yeah.
Tubi. if you
Tubi had like
happen to be one
3
of the 5
ads.
people on planet Earth that has
I recommend
Peacock.
Tubi.
You can watch it on Peacock. I mean, screw
Yeah.
Comcast, but they did treat me well for many years. so-
Peacock is where I watch my Twisted Metal.
See, he knows. Robert knows.
Yeah.
Give it all. the
It's a
Oscars.
great movie.
I am putting it just above Bodies, Bodies, Bodies on my 2022.
How dear, that is real cinema.
By the way, Christmas Karen donated $100 to the stream.
She's here.
saying-
Oh my
Wow.
god!
She's
It's not-
here. Oh my god, guys, we made it. Christmas Karen is here.
All right.
She said it's not $5,000, but it's more than $1.
He does donate $5,000 to the Women's Charity, which again is run by her male neighbor.
Yes.
I can't stress it. This movie is wild. It's wild from start to finish.
All right, now that we've kind of gotten that out of our system, tonight
Mostly.
when we reached out to Jeffrey, we were like, all right, let's do.
Macadamia is cinema.
We know that you're a big animated fan. Like we know that the animated films is like your wheelhouse. So we were like, let's talk about some of our favorite animated movies. I wanted to like bring something up like to start because I know I'm a little bit older than everybody here. I lived in a really cool time when I was a kid because it was the time when Disney was still doing their like every 7 years movies go to theaters, but it was also when VHS was becoming a popular medium. So I had the opportunity to see a lot of the classics in theaters
Mhm.
when I was a kid. Like I saw Snow White, I saw Cinderella, I saw Bambi, I saw Peter Pan, like all of
Rub
them.
it in.
All of them. But then I also got the opportunity when they were on because VHS was just becoming a thing. The big old Disney clamshells.
I love the Disney clamshells.
Yeah,
And-
they smell different.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
did.
They really did.
I was kind of just thinking about all of that, and
Oh, yeah.
that's something that the current generation, obviously, like even physical media being pretty much, almost obliterated at this point. It's the two mediums that we had then, going to the theater and having the VHS or which became DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks and all that. Now it's all just like you just click a button on your TV and you can watch, which is awesome. But I don't think it's quite the same experience that that any of us from that had. Yeah. Yeah. Weird flex. But the question I wanted to bring up to everybody, do you all remember the first animated movie you saw in theaters?
Yeah, 'cause it was the first movie I ever saw.
In theaters?
I do.
This is.
I do.
It's gonna make me really show my age, but go ahead, Juice.
Phantom Menace was the first movie I saw in theaters, but I was very young. The first movie after that I saw was Toy Story 2.
Yep. I had a time
That's also
frame.
my answer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Toy
it was a
Story
big.
2. I love movies.
Toy Story 1 was like the movie my parents would just put on because it was the one that would keep my attention or whatever. So that was basically
That's
on
the first
loop.
thing I ever owned on VHS was Toy Story. Like that.
Probably
that was,
me
like,
too.
Probably, yeah.
Right. But yeah, so my mom said like my face was just lit up the whole time in the theater. Just being so I obviously don't remember it, but
Toy Story 2 is the entire Toy Story
being-
trilogy.
so happy.
Or now.
And yeah, and then me and my whole like family, we were on like a vacation with like other family when Toy Story 3 came in theaters. So like our whole family got to go watch that, and that was I think probably pretty special for my parents and stuff. But
I don't remember specifically what the first one was, but I know the first two that I know I saw once before both of these. I know I saw for example, I know I saw Fox and the Hound before the two I'm about to mention, but I vividly have memories of seeing Oliver and Company and then and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is the hybrid. I vividly remember my experiences seeing those two in theaters, and both of them were very seminal. And like for me as a kid, those were movies that I absolutely adored. Land Before Time, I see that Robert Adams. Definitely saw Land Before Time in theaters. All Dogs Go to Heaven, I think I saw on VHS.
Not to flex everyone, but my very first movie of all time in theaters also happens to be my very first animated film. Also happens to be one of the greatest pieces of cinema in my humble opinion, and it's The Lion King. And I was very little, but I legitimately have vivid memories of it. Scar scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, I have something in common with Jake Acavetta. Ew.
I retract that statement.
Love you, Jake. But Scar scared the absolute crap out of me, but I loved it. I loved the movie. And then when we went a few years later, we went to Disney and they were doing the Lion King show. Yeah. And I was so scared because I was like, Scar's going to be there in person. And that terrified me. And my mom had to calm me down. And they're like, it's the Lion fucking coming to you. It's fine.
I see in the comments that Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King. I know I saw Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. Lion King I saw on a bootleg VHS the first time. I actually didn't see it in theaters the first time. But Beauty and the Beast I saw a pretty cool way. They don't do it as much anymore, but back in the day, they used to do double features where something was a sneak preview and then you got to stay for whatever the movie was after it. And we saw Father of the Bride and got to stay for Beauty and the Beast.
So weird combo. Both good movies, but not two things I would put together.
That's how I saw that. Yeah.
So I also, for me, it was also The Lion King.
Lion King?
Yeah. See, I'm okay with having something in common with you, AJ. And then it's like we found that we were all about the same age. All of ours was The Lion King.
And that was the biggest animated movie on the planet when it came out.
That was the Frozen of its time, Frozen of the 90s, truly. It was everywhere. It was everything. I'm sure all parents hated it.
Little Mermaid was like that too.
Well, yeah, Little Mermaid.
When Little Mermaid came out,
also was really big.
Really was. Beauty and the Beast was getting a different kind of buzz. because it was got the Oscar nominations and everything that the other ones didn't. But
Father of the Bees.
yep. Little Mermaid though, Little Mermaid was a phenomenon. I know that
Little
predates
Mermaid
all of you,
slaps.
but AJ, Little Mermaid when that came out, that was massive with like their marketing push with that. That was like because Disney before that, the last 10, 15 years before Little Mermaid came out, they were in kind of a lull, in terms of like their box office returns. Most people don't remember very many of the 80s movies aside from Little Mermaid.
I have a quick question as the only female present tonight with a bunch of men. Why, not to generalize, but why as men do all of you always pick Aladdin as your favorite Disney movie? Question as a woman, every guy I've ever met, I'm like, favorite animated Disney film. They're like,
Really?
Aladdin. I don't. Maybe every guy I met restoring age.
Was Princess Jasmine their first crush? Is that why? Maybe
It's gotta be right.
Maybe.
Like,
That might be part
Because it's the boy movie.
yeah, I think that's what it is. Like the boys
Lion
are the
King was too,
protagonist.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lion King,
why
I feel
would
like
you-
was-
who would
was
pick Aladdin
universal.
over Lion King? That sounds
that's true. That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. And
Mhm.
no disrespect to Aladdin, but it's like I'm not putting it in my top 5 all-time favorite Disney movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
It's
Like,
like
I think-
No, it was Genie. Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I
it was
know.
also
Genie's
Genie,
iconic.
Genie.
That's fair.
maybe the
uh,
single greatest, or one of the single greatest voice performances.
I think you were right. I'm not arguing that if you want to say that was the greatest,
And that's
I'm
a
not
real
arguing
shame.
that. Yep.
That's a real shame.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself. It's a great ride.
I don't know which one. Like as a kid, I actually was huge on Snow White. And
Snow White is fire.
The Seven Dwarves were like my favorite characters when I was young. Like when I went
That's
as a kid,
right.
when I was very when I was very little as a kid. Like if I went to Disney, that's who I wanted to meet. I wanted to meet the Seven Dwarves. Like
Do you have a
But-
specific dwarf you were, or just a fan of all of them?
Yeah.
no, I think I was actually a Dopey fan.
Dopey's okay. That's good. That's a good one.
I always
Dopey
liked
plays
Dopey.
well
I
with
was like Dopey and Doc. I think were the two as a kid that I really liked the most. As an adult, it's Grumpy, but
What would you say, and truthfully, is your favorite Disney animated film? I know, like that's a big ask.
yeah, that's tough. I mean, Lion King
Pixar.
is way up there for me.
Does
Or
Pixar
does
count?
Pixar count? I'm gonna say
You make the
straight up
rules.
Disney,
Straight up
Disney
Disney.
animation, and then we can do a
we can do
Pixar
both,
one.
Yeah.
And then, what's your favorite animated that's
Hmm.
not Disney or Pixar?
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
that's the fun part. is
That's
when
good.
you
Yeah,
go
that's
outside
where it
the
gets
box.
interesting.
When you go outside the box.
I honestly, I haven't really brought this up, but I think I'm going to actually go with Beauty and the Beast. I really do like Beauty and the Beast a lot. I think that it probably is the one that I would pick.
Beauty and the Beast is absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. All right, so we're on Disney, right? Disney animated. Juice. I give you a minute.
Lion King is too like basic. Like everyone says that.
Things are popular for a reason because they're good.
The Lion
It's,
King is
it's a great
considered
movie.
what it is because it is that good.
Yeah.
I did finally watch it for the first time. We watched it when I went to Colorado. We watched it on the bus. That was the first time I had watched.
first
Lion
time?
King. No. Since I was like
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was
9 years, 9 years old.
You're
It was
alive.
Brooklyn's heart.
I really
No,
like.
that was one of the
Got it. Okay,
Lion King and Toy Story were the only movies we owned.
got it.
Oh, man.
No, I'm
Lion
not Jeff.
King is great. It's a great film. Robin Hood is good. That is.
Robin Hood has an underrated
Avatar.
soundtrack. Like,
Oh,
they-
yeah,
there's a
Robin.
couple songs in there that kind of
Doodle
slap.
Alley?
Yeah,
I want to rewatch
Rumble Book
Pinocchio.
has some great songs too.
Jungle is good.
Pinocchio scared me as a kid, like when it goes to like the ending or whatever.
Mm.
And I don't know if I ever really finished it too much as a kid. So I really like want to rewatch it, but like actually be excited for the part.
It's
That's
still
our
horrifying.
movie. Yeah.
Watching it as an adult, it's still horrifying.
Yeah. What would you say yours is?
Okay, so I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna do a tie. Because I just really love Disney. No, but it's okay. So my all-time favorite Disney animated film, again, just Disney Animation Studios, not Pixar. It was probably The Lion King. Again, it's the first movie I ever saw. It's literally a flawless film. Like, it's great. The music is great. Everything is great. It's freaking based on Shakespeare, for goodness sakes. Like it's quality filmmaking. The animation is beautiful. It's great. But a movie that I just think hit for me at the right time. So to preface this, again, my sisters, I'm the youngest of 3 girls. My sisters had already claimed their princess. Okay. So like Megan was Beauty and the Beast. She had claimed Belle. I love Beauty and the Beast. I still think it's a flawless film. But I was like, well, that's Megan's claimed her. And then my sister claimed Ariel, which is some real bullshit because I'm the redhead of the family, but whatever. And so she had claimed Ariel. And I was like, well, great. I love The Little Mermaid. It's a flawless film, but that has been claimed. So like I needed my person, you know? And it just so happened that it hit at the right age that the movie Mulan came out. And I effing love Mulan. Like Mulan has always been, I know she's like not a princess, but like when anyone's ever like, oh, who's your favorite Disney princess? I'm like Mulan. Like I love that movie. It hit me at just the right age. The songs were great. The animation was great. I loved the story.
The Szechuan sauce.
It is. I think it's a little bit of an underdog. You know, everyone always thinks of the Disney Renaissance films. They think of the Beauty and the Beast and the Little Mermaids and the Lion Kings, and I love Mulan. Like I'm thinking of like Disney movies that I've truly just rewatched a gazillion times, and for me, it's
one of the last.
It has to be Mulan.
It's one of the last traditional animated ones too. Like before they went full digital.
And it's like. Well, also, okay, both of these movies, I mean, really any Disney movie, if you break it down, is like kind of dark. But like The Lion King and Mulan are like dark. Like there are some scenes in Mulan, like now that I'm an adult, I'm like, damn, it's really dark. Like I watched this as a child and enjoyed this movie.
There's worse. There's just
like,
definitely worse.
Yeah, oh,
Bambi,
yeah,
Bambi.
yeah, there's definitely, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's got heart, it's got some comedy, it gets very serious and dark at times, but it's just a great movie. I love, and nothing motivates me more than putting on the Mulan soundtrack. If I like want to, you know, really, if I'm having a bad day, if I want to get the house clean.
Nothing's more motivating than Donny Osmond.
I had
Donny Osmond just really motivates me.
I had a really bad experience with the Mulan soundtrack.
And it's so unfortunate because I love that song.
So I'll make this as quick as possible.
I don't understand is dark. You're not wrong.
Every time every year I go out and visit my college buddies for our fantasy football draft, and I was staying at my friend's house. He had 3 roommates, and I was just sleeping on the couch because they, you know, that was the space they had. And one of his roommates was high on, I have no idea what, but he was definitely on a variety of substances. And was just singing the Dark Side of the Moon line from Mulan
Like a man out of
over and over and over the entire night, and I could not sleep. And I never want to hear that damn
Name me a
song
better
ever.
montage in cinema. You can't. It's iconic. It's a great song. It's a great montage.
And it has nothing to do with the movie. It's just that experience.
Just the traumatic experience of you.
The moon be a man.
And the funny thing was like I didn't. This is a factual story. I had never seen Mulan all the way through at that point, and I did not know what the song was. And I said what the lyrics were to my buddy Kyle, who I was going to visit, and he's like, he looks at his roommate Tyler. He's like, "Were you singing Mulan all night?"
He gets it. He understands what a flawless film it is. Mulan doesn't get enough love, y'all, and it's really just a great movie.
It was traumatic.
I feel like my 2 favorite Disney movies, one is like the quote unquote overrated one, and the other one is the underrated one. I feel like, in my humble opinion.
That's fair.
AJ, what is yours?
I mean, I was gonna say The Lion King until Juice pissed all over it.
Well, I think I'm saying it now because I have nothing else.
It's The Lion King.
Yeah,
It really is.
It's a perfect film.
It really is.
There's no shame in loving. Now, if you said the live action Lion King, which I know we're not talking about,
I've never even seen that.
that is terrible. But my niece and nephew the other day told me they liked it more, and I was like, disgrace to the family.
Disown that person, whoever that is.
I mean, they're all 7 and younger.
Yes. Listen, usually I'm like, the kids are all right, but in this one instance, I was like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong, and I need you to know
wrong.
that.
You should be shamed for that.
It's like, I'm not here to shame children, but I'm going to shame you for this. Okay. All right, Con, what's your all-time Disney?
I don't know if Lion King would be the answer, but if I can just shine a light on something that I watched all the time as a kid, it's The Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
I had that movie. I played it so many times in my house.
That's another good
So-
underrated gem.
I can quote so. Yeah, I can realize for that.
Was it VHS or DVD at that point?
I think it was DVD.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was
adds
DVD.
up like time
I
frame.
think that's when they started doing DVDs.
Yeah, that does add up time frame wise. Yeah, very cool.
That's right.
So let's move on to Pixar.
Pixar.
Mine's very easy. The original Incredibles.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good choice.
That's
a good one.
easily my favorite.
Great
I
soundtrack.
got everyone take a drink when I worked at the movie theater. I got to screen it a couple of days early, and I remember saying to like everyone in my family, I'm like, I will, because I was able to get them all in. I'm like, just let me know when you want to go see this. I will take you all. I will watch this multiple times. I love this movie. It was fantastic. You're gonna love it. It's basically an action movie in animated form, and that was so good. I absolutely loved it. I really really like the sequel too, but the original is my favorite.
Yeah, cheese.
Yeah,
Who's next?
I would.
In a minute.
All right, Juice.
I probably have to go Toy Story 2.
Great
That's
choice.
fair.
Just because, yeah, that probably rewatched that the most as a kid.
And I want to say something like just before, with Pixar, like if you're doing like the scale of 1 to 5 stars, there's very few of them that I would put like under 3.5. They're like 3.5 or above,
It's
almost
like 2
all
or
of them.
3 at most.
Yes, I mean, maybe a few of them that have been more recent haven't hit me as hard, but like when they were in their groove, holy crap! I mean, all of them were fantastic.
90% of them make me cry. So
Yeah.
that's all I can ask for out of.
Sly Dog, you got monologuing. Jason Lee also playing him, and that also is partially why I love that because I'm a big Jason Lee stan.
As we know.
Nowadays, not a Scientologist anymore.
Oh.
I guess if I had
Hey,
to.
guys, we made it 46 minutes until I brought up Scientology.
A new record.
I'm proud of you, AJ. I feel like I just got to go with my gut and go with. So I'm a big Toy Story girly, and I mean my favorite movie is probably the third one, but greater significance I would say is the first one. If you don't have the first Toy Story, then you don't get 2, you don't get 3, you don't freaking have Pixar.
The first Toy Story changed the
game.
industry. Yeah.
Absolutely changed the game. Absolutely phenomenal film. Great score. Great song. Great writing. Just great cat.
Sean.
Yeah, Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn.
Of course.
Rest in peace. Absolutely iconic. Yeah.
He's also incredible.
True.
No, that's true.
I think I gotta go. I think I have to go Toy Story. I know that's like, again, it's like the Lion King of answers, but like it's the Lion King of answers for a reason. It's freaking Toy
No.
Story. Like,
Yeah.
It's everything.
You are a toy.
Truly what a great movie. I love it.
I do think that Cars, the
It's a bad
first
rep.
Cars gets, yeah.
It does get
Because-
a bad rep. I like the
Fair.
first Cars.
Because I watched that when like my I had younger cousins, and so they were like, this was like their Star Wars, or it was like their Toy Story. Was the Cars, and yeah, like it's got great music and great, just
The best marketing of any movie
heartfelt.
Disney animated has possibly ever done. They've made more on merchandise
Oh, yeah.
of that movie.
Oh,
than-
of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Wallace Shawn is dead. I don't know why everyone's out there is believing he's alive and well. Okay. Well, all right.
Oh, one hell of a ride at California Adventure. The
Yes.
Radiator
Oh.
Racers.
Yeah.
Radiator Springs.
Radiator
right?
Springs.
Yeah,
That's great.
that was a hell of a lot of fun.
Also, yeah, Toy Story, great rides, great lands. Cars has an absolutely adorable land, and California Adventure makes me very jealous.
I
It's
haven't been, but the Sklar Brothers comedy bit on it is amazing.
We've only been
great.
one time.
Also, y'all, I already really wanted to go to Tokyo Disneyland, but their Toy Story hotel is just the cutest damn thing. I watched these vloggers tour it the other day, and I was like, I just want to go. I think endless amount of money, and I'll be there.
Exactly.
It's so cute. Like, why don't we theme that? Like, that's like their moderate resort, and it is just so well themed. Like, Disney World, up your game. That's all I gotta say about that. Up your game.
AJ, what's
Man.
your Pixar film of choice?
I mean, what's the sappiest one?
Up.
What is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wall-E? I don't know.
The Wall-E?
I
What is the
love Wall-E.
happiest one?
Brave.
Inside Out, motherfuckers.
Oh, Inside Out is very
Oh,
amazing.
I
Angus
need to
the
watch that
Boy.
again.
It's so
Inside
fun.
Out definitely
The
made me
sequel's
cry.
coming out
Watch.
next year. Like I haven't.
Ugh.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm scared of what they're gonna do, but we'll see.
I don't know. Are they gonna not pay the voice actors?
I'm
Nervous.
optimistic.
That's all.
Listen, but Pixar
Yeah.
makes good sequels most of the time.
Most.
Yeah,
I think
I'll see it.
Again,
Obviously,
while
I'm
we're
just
talking about underrated Pixar movies, though, Brave is really good, and nobody liked it when it came out. And I don't know why. It's a
Yo,
perfectly lovely movie.
The animated short before Elemental was one of my favorite things I've seen this year.
Which one was it
Carl's
again?
Day-
Elemental.
Carl's
sir.
Day.
Oh,
with-
Carl's Day. Yeah, you're right.
I loved that. I
Up
thought
is
that was
fantastic.
so. It was so wholesome and so. Who the hell was not going to watch that and not like it? Like that was
10
so
out of 10.
lovely.
10 out of 10.
I really need to rewatch Monsters Inc. That has been.
It's been a
That's
while
something
since
different.
Also on
Long.
constant rotation in my house. Yeah,
Yeah.
God.
growing up.
God,
Yeah, and-
Pixar
and-
is so good.
And what would you pick on?
Damn.
There's so many. I would
I
also.
figured.
My answer is similar to Bethany in that like the first Toy Story has like the most meaning to me because that's what I watched all the time. But I think the third one might be the best one, just if you're talking about quality of film wise.
Yeah.
And then I just want to shout out Turning Red because not enough people have given that a chance.
It's,
so
it's
good.
coming into theaters. in
Yeah, I saw
February.
that, so that's good. All the ones that went to Disney Plus are finally going back to the theater, so that's good. That more people can
Yeah, I
hopefully
like turning. Like,
watch Turning Red.
Great soundtrack. The boy band stuff is fire.
I think
It's so good.
of the ones that just went to streaming, I think that was the one I liked the most.
I
Mhm,
love
Same.
Turning
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
It was so good.
But they were all good. I liked the run of original stuff they did with Soul and Luca and Turning Red. And
Yeah,
now that they're
Soul
putting it in theaters,
also made me
they're giving
cry.
it at least
Yeah.
they're giving it some respect.
Yeah.
We've got
Nice.
the Child's
Very
Play.
nice. Very nice.
So we're gonna go outside of Disney now. So just
Ooh, there's
Open-ended.
so many options.
Yeah, a lot of different.
I might cheat on this one too and answer with 2 movies.
It's just fine. I've been answering with 2.
We're making the rules here. We're allowed to do it.
it really depends on like the parameters that we're going with here. Because like one of the ones again with my age is going to show here, but a movie that hit me so hard because it was when I was 13 years old, I think is what it came out, was Beavis and Butthead Do America. And I'm just like,
I really thought he was going somewhere else. He's like, this
That-
movie just really
I'm not
hit me.
expecting that.
like, you know, I was
Not expecting, but okay.
I don't remember exactly.
That was
I
awesome.
don't remember which year it came out. I was like 13, 14, 15, somewhere in that neighborhood.
It was so heartfelt the way it started.
Yeah. But Beavis and Butthead Do America was like at that time because Beavis and Butthead was at that particular point. They were the highest point of pop culture, and the fact that like I got to go see the movie because this is a whole other tangent about Beavis and Butthead when it first came out. Like MTV had to keep putting it on later and later. It was tough to watch. If you were a teenager, because it was on if you were asleep. But that movie, A, the soundtrack, and B, just the lunacy of the story, and the fact I saw it in theaters, and it's another one that's like a Mortal Kombat to me that just stuck with me as one of those theater experiences I had that I won't ever forget. So, yeah, Robert says 96, so I would have been 14. I think it was Christmas time in 96. I would have been 14. So, for that reason, for the nostalgia impact on me, that's way, way up there. But if you're going like with other movies, like traditional ones, the original Shrek has to be in that conversation. You remember that movie was in the top 10 that entire for like what months. That movie hit for the longest time, and at the time, it was among the first non-Pixar movies that was in that animation style that had a little bit more of a quote-unquote adult edge to it. And some of those jokes, they dated themselves as it went along, obviously. But Shrek was fun. I like the original Shrek. I like Shrek 2, and I really don't care about any of them after that. But the first Shrek needs some...
The second Puss in Boots, though, that was good.
I still never
Everyone
watched that.
says that the
I've never
Puss in
watched
Boots,
that.
I
like,
think it's on Netflix now.
they're so
but
good.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is amazing.
I've heard that it's like a really amazing movie.
I don't know how we went from the original Shrek to that, but yeah, it's really.
But
good.
I'm also going to give a shout out to. We're going to do our top 10s for the year. There's 2 animated movies in my top 10 for this year, which were Across the Spider-Verse and Mutant Mayhem.
God.
Both of them.
I got to see both of those still.
Yeah, both of those
Really?
are really good.
Oh,
Spider-Verse
fantastic.
movies
know.
are ridiculously good. Like they are so good.
And
It's
Mutant
not even-
Mayhem
Just on the
was-
technical level, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
and then you take
insane
into
how
account-
animation
yeah.
style.
That animation is insane.
It is.
And
I literally bought like the art book of it because I was so impressed with the style of it.
both of those. I like this. I know this is you could ask 10 people and get 5 and 5. I like the second one better than the first.
They're so close. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
they're really
Yeah.
good.
But like you're talking like a 95 versus a 97 in terms of the grade. Like, I'm giving the movie.
Too hard to pick.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, Mutant Mayhem was so cute. That was
Mutant
really
Mayhem
good. And
was a lot of fun.
excellent runtime. Short, sweet.
It
to the
flew
point.
by.
Isn't it short? Yeah.
That's it. Let's start making short movies
it
again,
wasn't
y'all.
Too short.
That's my whole
Yeah, I
thing.
told a full, complete story. It was great. 10 out of 10.
And it had a really cool animation style. It was a different kind of animation style. I really liked Mutant Mayhem a lot this year.
Introduced Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko.
Interesting.
one of the greatest billings in recent history. Introducing Paul Rudd.
I love that like Spider-Verse made so much money and people were like, wow, we can like spend money on making really cool, unique animated films because they'll make money. So like bravo to you, Sony, which is crazy to say. For like
one thing- you
doing
did one
that
thing right.
and it being successful and people taking risks now and like putting out really cool animated films in theaters again. Thank you for that.
Maybe Sony should only make animated films. Don't make your other
like,
stuff.
You know, God, we'll, like worry about that. Yeah, we'll do that another time. Those real people, overrated. They are. But okay, wait. All right. God, I don't know. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go because there's so many. But I'm gonna go with 2 that are just near and dear to my heart. Again, just thinking about like rewatchability, the amount of times I watch these, mostly growing up, but honestly still to this day. So this is my cheat answer of 2. One of them is The Swan Princess, which I just like, my family loved that movie so much. And so much that our dog was named, we had a French poodle and we named him Jean Bob after the frog. And we just loved that movie. I don't know what it was about it. My mom had to make a, because there weren't a lot of Swan Princess costumes going on around, because it wasn't, popular like the big Disney films. But my mom literally made us an Odette like Halloween costume. Because we loved the Swan Princess that much. So that was just a real big family classic for us for some reason. The other one also kind of in that time frame is Anastasia. I just love the story of Anastasia. I love the Broadway show. I love the movie. Meg Ryan, the voice, like it's great. The songs, it's just such a classic. It is basically a princess movie, Disney princess movie, but Disney didn't make it. And many people think that it is a Disney movie, and it's not. It's just, if you were a girl, a wee little bebe in the 90s, you loved Anastasia. Okay, it was a great movie. 10 out of 10. Good stuff. Also, kind of weirdly dark, but really great movie.
Kinda.
Very dark.
Yeah,
I love that movie, and also it gave me nightmares though a little bit.
Yeah.
Great film.
So, Juice, what would you say? Like non-Disney?
Yeah.
You have a list pulled up because there's a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking at Letterboxd. Part of me wants to say the Lego Movie.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a good
That was
choice.
like
I didn't
That-
think about that, but yeah, that's so good.
that-
the first one was
Business.
like, so charming.
Yeah. That hit like when my friends and I were kind of like in our peak, like just hanging out phase in high school of like just kind of going and like doing stuff all the time. I think we saw it like 2 or 3 times in theaters just because we all just laughed so much. It did a really good job of like capitalizing on meme culture, which now every movie does that. But like,
Yeah,
I feel like it did it
Yeah. That's the
before,
time.
before that was really a thing.
I also think that Lego Movie did a pretty good job. Like, yes, there were some things that put it to that specific time frame, but there were a lot of jokes that were kind of timeless in that, which you could watch it today and still get the same enjoyment level that you did when it originally released.
Yeah.
Lord Miller again, because we mentioned Spider-Verse earlier.
Yeah.
Lord and Miller are great at animated.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
And 21 Jump Street.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. The other one I would like to say, which is something I watched more as a kid, would be like the animated Hobbit.
Wow.
The original Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Or which, oh, wow.
No,
The
the
Rankin
just
Bass?
the Hobbit.
The
Rankin Bass, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't hold up super well. I watched it not too long ago, but I don't know. It's charming. It just tells the story, unlike the new movies that are like also basically you could call those an animated too because it just looks so ridiculous.
That is
Oh my
accurate.
I could go into a very
Just the
long rant about it.
stupid barrel fight where it's like I'm watching an anime. Like this is a
Yeah, this is basically
cartoon.
animation. Yeah.
Yeah, like all the emotions of the originals. Anyways, but yeah, I just like the music is really great. The music is actually one of the best part. Like so much great like original scores to in it. I always wanted to do like an album or like a 20-minute like medley on guitar or something of just the whole music.
Of just the soundtrack to this movie.
Just the soundtrack to this 1977 Hobbit.
There you go.
Now, as far as animated films that have the best soundtrack, that would be the 1986 Transformers.
Oh yes, I don't know why I
Soundtrack,
forgot
yes.
that. But that is also
Yeah, I don't know how we would. Yeah.
that's my forget Beavis and Butthead. That's my number one. I love the '86 Transformers movie so much. Like again, time frame when I grew up. The '86 Transformers movie that's my Transformers movie. I don't care what anybody says. That's the Transformers. So.
Hey, never apologize
So-
about getting out your feelings, Tyler.
You have the best soundtrack. I got the best score,
Oh, okay.
and that is Princess Mononoke.
Oh.
Seen that one?
The
AJ
score
dropping the hammer.
is phenomenal. The anime, the animation was like right when I was getting into anime. It was like right when they started airing it on TV in the US. Absolutely love that movie. It's one I grew up with. So just gorgeous.
I have tickets to see the new Miyazaki on Friday. I can't wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy,
Aaron.
Aaron,
Yeah. Looks so good.
so
that's actually playing in our big format screen.
I'm
here.
surprised because Savannah never gets anything cool. Hey,
More-
we did
more people need to
holdovers to our
watch.
theater.
We brought the holdovers.
Dude.
So, yes.
Sometimes we're hip.
We are going to see the Iron Claw at Disney Springs over Christmas. So yes.
Maybe to Disney Springs. Because
That's two things you don't hear in the same sentence: the Iron Claw and Disney.
Yeah. Oh, and so we're going to see the Iron Claw, and then later in that evening are going to the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review. It's like the
Wait,
two
should we
most
tell-
different
Should we
things.
tell Juice and AJ what we're gonna do immediately after seeing
Oh,
the Iron
yes.
Claw? Wait, you have to ask it and then I'll answer.
You're gonna start a
Wanna go
wrestling.
get Did you want to go get a drink at the Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
We're pouring one out for Ted and Eddie at the Rainforest Cafe. We have to.
Con, have you seen that the video of Eddie Burback and
I don't think so.
Ted's last name. So they
Sorry,
did 2
Ted.
years in a row. 1 year they went to every Rainforest
It's worth a
Cafe in the
watch.
country, and then the next year they went to every Margaritaville in the country.
Oh wow. That's
Totally
dedication.
worth the
Very
watch.
entertaining.
Like if you have 2 hours of downtime, watch both of those videos.
How many of those locations are there?
There's
Just
about
in-
30 of
Uh,
each, roughly.
30?
Like
Okay.
18 Rainforest Cafes and
20?
22 Margaritavilles,
think-
I believe,
I
is
think
what they
that's-
went to. It's
But they're all over. So they had to go into Canada
Yeah.
for each of
For
I
those.
each
see.
of them.
Yeah. That's
so
dedication.
yeah, all of them.
But it's the whole country. Like they had to go around basically
A lot
the
of
whole
them, there's a lot of
perimeter.
overlap. The San Antonio River Walk, obviously
Mall of
Orlando,
America.
Mall of America.
Yeah.
But this was two different summers they did it. But yeah, after they finished, so they did the whole Rainforest Cafe. The next summer they do Margaritaville, and so they end. And so the one
They're in
guy is a little
Vegas.
bit more of a curmudgeon. Is like, do you want to go get a drink at the Rainforest Cafe? Because he's like, I have sore throat. We'll never after eating there all summer. We'll never eat there again. And so he asked the one guy, and very earnestly, he's just like, "Yeah, I do." And so Mike and I just keep quoting that to each other because we're like, "We're gonna go."
And they go to Rainforest Cafe and they just get a drink and they're like, the drink is terrible.
And I'm gone.
Terrible. Yeah,
I
so
did
we're
my
gonna do
part.
it. in honor of those beautiful videos.
And then we're going to the Hoop-de-Doo musical review.
yeah, it's gonna be a full day.
After the Iron Claw.
After the Iron Claw.
We're gonna get really
Really
sad watching the Iron
We're gonna
Claw.
get a little up at
The
the
range of
rainforest today,
emotions.
and
Okay,
then
so
get
are
real
you
loud.
familiar with the Van Erick's family, John? Or
Vaguely. I didn't really read up on it, but yeah, I'm gonna see the movie.
It's not a happy story.
You know, I know. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
but
AJ,
No,
in
the
your
thing
humble
is-
opinion,
so
Mike said that there's a documentary. Mike obviously knows the story of this family. He's like,
Mhm.
do you want to watch the documentary so you kind of know before you go in,
do you
or
wanna
do you
go-
want
go
to
in
go
blind.
I want to be. Yeah,
Go
I'm
in
gonna
blind.
go
You think
blind.
it's better? Okay.
I'm gonna go in blind.
But
That's
here's
fine.
the thing. My mom saw the trailer and she was like, "Oh my god, maybe this could be our Christmas Day movie." Like my siblings and I go and see a movie on Christmas Day with my mom. It's just the thing we do.
Right.
And I said, "Remember that year that we decided to go to Uncut Gems?"
I saw
This is gonna be like that.
I saw Valkyrie on Christmas.
That's the
That's
thing. They
awesome.
always release depressing
These
movies
depressing
on Christmas,
movies 'cause
and I
Depressing or messed
they're
up
Oscar
movie.
bait. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like it's never happy family films. But everyone's going to them. Okay, where do we
Wonka or Iron Claw? How do you decide?
feel more happy family friendly?
Exactly.
I think it's UConn. Yeah.
Yeah. you guys should
Um.
here.
So I'll use my time to spotlight an anime movie that I don't think many people have heard of. It's called My Life as a Zucchini, and that title does sound ridiculous. But it was nominated for an Oscar, I think, back in 2016.
I was going to say,
I was gonna say
I
that
think I
sounds
did
It is
familiar.
nominated.
from
Some
the
people
Oscar.
might have heard of it, but I don't know how many people
Yeah.
have actually seen it. It's really sweet. It uses claymation. It's about like a little boy who loses his mom and has to go live in an orphanage, and then he finds like a lot like a found family sort of movie. And Bethany, you were talking about short run times. What?
I said
This
AJ
movie
would
is-
try for sure.
This movie is 60 minutes long. It tells a complete story in 1 hour.
We
And
love
that's like the highest praise I can give like any movie if you can tell a complete story in 1
Yes.
hour.
Sold.
Sign me the
Yeah.
hell up. I'm gonna cry
Mm.
and I'll do it within an hour. Let's go.
My Life as
Done.
a Zucchini. It's
looking
very
at
it's
the-
very sweet and it's very short.
Oh, watch it.
I'm looking at the art
Into it.
style right now. This looks beautiful.
Where can I find this? Is this on?
Is it-
I saw it on Netflix like a couple years ago, but I checked again. It's not on there now, so you might have to rent it.
We'll have to look into this.
No,
I'm,
yeah,
wor-
like,
I'm
intrigued.
sold.
I'm intrigued.
I like
based
a
on
good
what you said.
runtime.
It's very good. I saw it the one time and I never stopped thinking about it. So maybe even I should revisit it. But yeah, there you go. I believe it's French film. So
Oh, okay.
Okay. French animated movies are bomb.
yeah.
I'm saying this.
I can't say
unironically.
if I've seen any.
All right. So
Um,
Napoleon
The
was French,
Triplets
right?
of
That was the French
Belleville's
film.
amazing.
I want to say, I don't necessarily want to say the word worst, but most disappointing.
Ooh. No, I kind of want to do worst animated movie.
Well,
Yeah,
we
can
could
we
do
do
worse.
worse?
We could do worst or slash
I gotta
most
think of this.
disappointing.
Also, this
Okay,
is
hold on.
related, but not related at all. But just I don't know. Disney, I guess, is the related thing. I have a random email and it says Disney Golden Oak Realty.
I got the same thing.
And then it's like still dreaming about living in Golden Oak. Yeah, but it's just a dream because I can never afford. Is this realty company really thinks I can afford these houses? I was like, why am I getting this email? Never in my life. What a weird thing. Okay, worst. Yeah, let's end it on a bad note. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the worst one is that I've seen. I don't know if I have an answer.
I got one right off the top of my head. And it's also disappointing.
All right.
Okay.
The Dragon Ball Z, the original Broly movie. Because Broly was supposed to be the coolest badass growing up for Dragon Ball Z. And then when we finally saw that movie, oh boy, does that plot make zero sense.
I think I know mine.
Terrible.
Well, and this is going to come as a surprise because it's well known, and I'm actually wearing a shirt. Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie was terrible, absolutely awful. And like I went to like one of their the road shows where they were there and they did the Q&A and everything afterwards. That movie was just fucking terrible. So yeah, like when it came to like disappointment / worst, that's easy for me.
Really?
I might go with Brave Little Toaster.
Oh,
Whoa!
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Two shots fired.
I would say, well, one for sure disappointed was Cars 2, because I mentioned before,
You
Both
mentioned
much I
there's,
like
the bad, there's the bad
Cars.
Pixar.
and then I watched it like with that same family, like over a Christmas vacation, and yeah, I was just bored, like, and just was like, why are we going on some spy mission and Mater's like in the bathroom?
Okay, but watch Mission Impossible
Transplanting-
7 and then watch Cars 2 again.
Oh my god. Does the entity show up in Cars 2 and we just didn't know?
Wait, is it Mission
It's in the
Impossible
background.
6? Watch Fallout. Watch
Fallout, and then there you go.
And then
That's
watch
six.
Cars
Yeah,
2.
that's six.
I could see.
I feel like the real answer is probably a movie I haven't even seen. I need to.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something like that played in a family video trailer when I worked there. I'm gonna look up like 2017 animated films.
So, okay, I'm gonna say
The worst.
Cats because it is an animated film.
Quick, basically.
It's
Nothing in
not
that movie
good.
is
I mean, it's good, but in not the way it intended
Cats
to
is
be.
amazing.
It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Nothing in that
of a
movie is
film.
real. So yeah, it is animated.
It's an animated film. I'm sorry, it is. Cat. I'm gonna say I probably can think of a better answer off the top of my head. My cousin, when we had an age gap. And so when he was little, he liked watching Land Before Time, which I was down with. I think the original Land Before Time is absolute fire.
The first one's good. Yeah,
But then we started getting into those like straight to,
Those 14
the
sequels. or
the
however many there are.
18,000 sequels. I think we got to like 7, and I was even like by 2 or 3, it's not good. But I legitimately think we watched like the first 7 of them, and by like 5, 6, 7, it's terrible.
Jenny
Absolutely
Nicholson.
terrible.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
And
You did a
honestly,
video
I've
when
never
she
felt
watched
more
all of them?
seen
It was
in my
so funny.
life. Because I was like, as someone who had to endure some of those
She,
movies.
she got COVID and watched them all. Like,
Watched
oh
all
my
of them, broke them all
lord.
down. I'm like, good.
Like,
This is amazing.
You're sick to begin with, and you're watching all of those.
Let me tell you, they really
The
are
sacrifices
as
that-
bad.
that we made.
And I have not seen. I did not go as far into the series as she did, but they're bad. That's I think probably my answer for now because I can't think of anything bad at the top of my head.
Con?
See, it's hard for me because I don't seek out like the very poorly animated movies. I just don't watch them because I know I'll hate them. I mean, probably the Minions movies. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't with
That's
either of them.
fair.
I know I'm not the target demographic, obviously, but I just
Ooh.
like even for children, you should have higher standards than the Minions movies. It's just, and I like the first Despicable Me, but it's all been downhill.
Right.
Yeah, that's cute.
The first
So
for me
it's
is
just
very
it's
good.
just
Actually.
been a sliding scale of crap.
Now they're just like they're for children. I'm like, so are so many other.
Yeah, you can make good animated films for children. Just there's so many examples of that. You don't have to dumb it down just because they're kids.
The Veggie Tales, the pirates that don't do anything. I never
Yes.
watched it, but I know I've seen the complaints that that's like way up
I bet
there.
it's terrible. VeggieTales, not
VeggieTales was like also on constant loop in my house.
They don't do anything.
VeggieTales. Great stuff, honestly. AJ, what's your answer?
Oh wait,
Lasagna?
was VeggieTales just brought up?
I
It
went with
was just
I was Zona. I was responding
Yeah.
to. I was.
no, I went with
Were you on
the
Golden Oak
first
Really?
Dragon Ball Z Broly movie.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I was like, wait,
Juice, so
did you answer?
Veggie Tales. Do you have
Yeah,
something
what's
to
your
say about-
VeggieTales?
You obviously have something to say
Is your
about
pick a
that.
VeggieTales
Well,
movie?
So I just recorded like a bunch of guitar videos, and I'm doing a song from like one of the very first or second VeggieTales that ever came out. But
Fine.
no, I mean,
Which song was it? Can I
They-
ask?
it's like I Can Be Your Friend. Like
Okay.
I can be your friend. I did watch
Nice.
with my Sunday school class in Christmas, like the like a Star of Christmas or something. It was newer, so I hadn't
Is it
seen
called
it.
The Star?
The
I know
Star
there's
of
one called The
Christmas?
Star. It had like.
Oh
Stephen
no,
Young and-
not that. This
not
is
that one. No,
VeggieTales.
okay.
I guess it did come out in like 2002, but
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I
when
guess
this
I
is
never saw it.
from,
But
But we play it at work, we played it at work today, and I was like, I have to turn this off because this is the worst animation I've ever seen in my life. No offense, I'm sure these animators worked really hard on this movie, but actually, full offense. I don't know if the movie's any good because I couldn't hear it. I could only see it. But it was like a Rudolph story, but it's not like the old school like claymation Rudolph. It's like a new like animated version.
They did a few of those like 10
and it's like Rudolph and the
ago.
Island of Misfit Toys or whatever. And I don't know, we have it on DVD. We've been putting on Christmas movies at work lately for the kids. And this was on, and obviously I could just see it. And I was like, this is disturbing. This looks like it was made on like Microsoft Paint or something. Like, like what is this? Because like the classic
There's probably so many of
Rudolph
those
movies are so good. Like I love that. Like
The original
they're
Rudolph
so
is fantastic.
cute.
Yeah.
And then like, what the hell was this? And I was like, no. And I switched the movie. Like I couldn't take it. I was like, I can't.
I can't even
this,
hear it and
like,
I don't want to watch it.
Weird uncanny valley animation. This is disturbing. Very weird. Did not like
Okay.
that.
We have to do. Yep.
What?
Oh, just 1 second. I have to pull something up.
He's pulling up William
I'll
Hung.
say
William Hung is
so
coming. I know
so I
this is
watched
what's happening.
The Star of Christmas, VeggieTales, super heartfelt. I definitely teared up multiple times. Just very nice. Just a good good story.
We'll throw one more out there.
Cool.
Favorite Christmas animated special. Like,
Oh God. Oh,
Yeah.
of course. There we go. This is the best anime movie of all time.
Oh God. Wait,
oh,
where did-
I remember this.
I mean, Shrek is
Oh,
love,
of
Shrek
course.
is life, might be.
Napoleon Dynamite's in this.
Have you guys not seen this or heard of
No.
Pauly Shore's
I haven't.
Pinocchio? Okay.
There you go.
It's amazing.
Now,
I don't
what should we name you? Maybe Leonardo. No, he'd grow up to be a turtle who only cares about pizza.
Terrible
I
voice.
don't believe my eyes. Your name will be Pinocchio.
This is one of the worst movies ever made.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
You are too
Pinocchio's
special,
voice.
Pinocchio. The world
It's
is
not.
full of people who could harm you.
The timeless story.
Our last few shows barely had any audience.
We just need to come up with a new act.
Ooh, come on!
You thought you knew.
The coach is headed for the cliff. She's gonna fall.
Hold on!
Senorina, alley-oop. Left it.
They're
Are
showing
you
you the
made
good.
of wood? You will become a star, my boy. Ladies and gentlemen, Pinocchio!
I was afraid to get flagged, but there's no way you get flagged.
Better.
It looks like our wooden Romeo is in love with Bella.
Did you seriously think that you and Bella?
That is a fairy. Her name is Lucilda. I'm sure
This
she can
movie is
turn you
actually
into
a
a real
Russian
boy.
money
Let's
laundering
go,
project.
Tibbo. Great
And
adventures
it's dubbed
away.
over.
Take the adventure.
I did want to see the world, but I realized she is the most beautiful thing the world has to offer.
No strings attached.
Pinocchio is not just a puppet. He's a
Pauly Shore did one take and he said, I'm good.
Priceless.
That went
straight over my tongue.
Featuring the voices of Pauly Shore,
I'm made out of high quality material.
John Heater,
I promise to look after him at all times.
and Tom Kenny.
I just need you, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, you'll be a star someday, no doubt.
Marketed.
I don't need another human performer. I need a talking puppet. We'll put on a show that won't soon forget.
Pinocchio, a true story.
You know that true story
my
Pinocchio.
good side. But now you'll see my bad side.
Mamma mia.
Brighten up the world.
Someone made this and was like,
This came out last year when there were 2 other Pinocchio movies already.
And they were all awful, right? No.
One was good. The Guillermo del Toro one was
The
good.
Toro one was good, yeah.
This was one of the 2 bad ones. It's just
I'm disturbed.
because what we needed last year were 3 Pinocchio movies.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, so
It was-
beloved.
it was-
No.
It was a Russian money laundering product.
It was produced by a Russian company. That's not.
Yeah, and it was like it was redubbed with American voice actors for whoever they could get the cheapest.
Yep.
And
Yep.
well, that
And they
that's
settled on
correct,
Pauly
'cause
Shore.
those people would be the people that are available.
Exactly.
Pauly Shore and Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, and they're
And SpongeBob.
seriously,
They'll do
there's
it
no
for
point
some
in trying to
blow.
do nothing.
Oh.
wild.
There's ever a note to end on. It's Pauly Shore.
Bizarre. You know what?
Double
True.
feature: Christmas Karen and Pauly Shore's Pinocchio. There you go. You will want to kill yourself.
Oh my god! Oh, sorry to torture everyone with that.
Pauly Shore and A Christmas Karen coming to a theater
What,
near
and the
you.
sequel, what if Pauly Shore plays A Christmas Karen?
Oh, that's amazing. He's cross-dressing.
Pauly Shore
Perfect.
is
Green
A
light is
Christmas Karen.
right now.
Sign me up.
Man.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roll-based.
You're a jabroni.